Every infrastructure project starts the same way, with an idea. A solar farm in the desert, a wind park offshore, a new port, pipeline, data center, highway. But ideas are cheap. Developers turn them into something real. They are the very first players in the game, the ones without whom nothing exists. The developers. If project finance were a movie, the developer wouldn't just be the main character. They'd be the one who wrote the script, found the cast, scouted the locations, and convinced everyone to fund it. Think of them as entrepreneurs with a very long to-do list and a very high tolerance for risk. While everyone else waits for certainty, developers operate in the fog, years before a single dollar of revenue exists. They're the ones who say, "There's a need here, and I'm going to build the solution." First mission, land. Without land, there's no project. So developers scout locations, negotiate with landowners, sign leases, buy rights of way. It's not glamorous. It's paperwork, meetings, lawyers, local politics. But this step does one crucial thing. It anchors the project in the real world. Because once land is secured, the project stops being a dream and becomes a physical possibility. Next, technical design. Engineers step in, layouts, capacity, technology choices, grid connections, construction plans. This isn't the final blueprint. It's more like a prototype. Just enough detail to answer one question. Is this technically feasible? At this stage, the developer isn't building anything yet. They're building confidence for future lenders, investors, and contractors. Now comes the part every developer loves to hate: permits and approvals, environmental permits, construction permits, grid access, local consultations, public hearings. This phase can take months, sometimes years. Why does it matter? Because in project finance, no permit equals no financing equals no project. Developers become diplomats, negotiators, and sometimes therapists, managing communities, regulators, and sometimes even protests. Their goal: de-risk the project in the eyes of everyone watching. Once the legal path is clear, we get to the heart of finance: revenues and business plan. No lender cares about dreams. They care about cash flow. So developers secure revenue streams: power purchase agreements, concession contracts, tolling agreements. Whatever the sector, the goal is the same: predictable income over the long term. This is where the business plan takes shape: CAPEX, OPEX, timelines, returns. It's no longer just a project, it's an investment proposition. Finally, developers prepare the last piece: construction. They run tenders, select EPC contractors, negotiate warranties, performance guarantees, delivery schedules. The developer doesn't build the asset themselves, but they make sure the right people can. They transform risk into structure, uncertainty into contracts. By the time lenders arrive, the project is a well-assembled puzzle, ready to be financed. So, who are developers? They're the pioneers, the risk takers, the ones who invest years before anyone else believes. By the time investors and banks step in, most of the heavy lifting, land, design, permits, revenue, construction risk, has already been de-risked by them. In project finance, developers are the origin, the architects of opportunity. Now, let's switch to another kind of actors: the IPPs and infrastructure operators, the long-term custodians of power plants, ports, toll roads, data centers, airports, pipelines, and more. If the developer lights the spark, the operator keeps the engine running. Let's start simple. An IPP, an independent power producer, owns and operates power-generating assets: solar, wind, hydro, gas, batteries, hybrids. But infrastructure operators go beyond energy. They run toll roads and bridges, airports and ports, rail systems, pipelines and storage, water and wastewater plants, data centers and telecom networks. Their business model is universal. 1. Own the asset. 2. Operate it reliably. 3. Generate long-term revenues. They're not builders. They're stewards of performance and cash flow. Some operators develop projects themselves, but many join after the development is done. When land is secured, permits are approved, the business model exists, revenues are contracted. Why then? Because the project has transformed from an idea into a financial asset. Developers create projects. Operators turn them into businesses. When an operator steps in, they often become the sponsor, the equity holder. They put real capital at risk and bring in lenders to finance the rest. This leads to the moment everyone waits for in project finance: financial close. From that point on, they own the project company. They take long-term risk. They commit to performance. In infrastructure, operators aren't just managers. They're owners with skin in the game. Do operators build the asset? No, but they make sure it gets built right. They oversee EPC contracts, construction milestones, penalties and guarantees, commissioning tests, safety and compliance. Because every delay, every defect, every outage has one consequence: lost revenue. Construction isn't just engineering, it's the foundation of future cash flow. Once the asset goes live, the spotlight shifts. This is where operators earn their name. For decades, they manage operations and maintenance, performance optimization, staffing and training, energy or traffic forecasting, insurance and risk, regulatory compliance, reporting to lenders and shareholders. And here's the magic. A tiny improvement, 1% more availability, 1% less downtime, can mean millions in extra revenue over the life of the asset. Developers build potential. Operators extract value. Not all operators think alike. Some are own and hold players, like pension funds or strategic utilities, holding assets for 20 to 40 years. Others are own and sell, optimizing performance, then selling mature assets to long-term investors. Some specialize: energy operators, transport operators, digital operators, water operators. But they share one mission: turn infrastructure into stable, predictable cash flows. Operators don't make headlines. You rarely hear about the team running your toll road, solar park, or airport. But they make infrastructure work. They keep lights on, water flowing, data streaming, goods moving, planes landing. They're not just financial stakeholders. They're operational guardians of the systems society depends on. So, who are IPPs and infrastructure operators? They're the long-term owners, the performance managers, the cash flow guardians. They finance, they oversee construction, they operate, they optimize. If the developer starts the story, the operator keeps it alive for decades. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episodes. And by the way, have a quick look at the description below. I've added a couple of useful bits you might find helpful. We'll be diving deeper into the actors, the contracts, the risks, the modeling, and everything that keeps this industry running behind the scenes. And if you know someone who might enjoy or desperately need a clearer view of how infrastructure really gets financed, feel free to share this video with them.